What's going on, guys? It's Shed. We're back here on some more BO2. Really quick, I want to thank everybody for all the new subscribers. It's just absurd. I had no idea so many people would love to play these old CODs again. Dude, apparently stores are selling out of Xboxes completely and shit. Like, they were already selling out before I even got to one. That's kind of crazy. I don't want to attribute, like, just old Call of Duties being the reason why that's happening, but, I mean, what other reason would there be so many things being sold? That's crazy. Dude, it somehow feels like the people I'm running into on this game, like, they probably are playing the game for the first time, but I mean, I never thought that there would be such a new, like, injection of brand new players that literally have never even played these games, or at least are coming back after so long that they remember absolutely nothing. Like, even the people that have played these games for a long time, like myself, or this guy's name is Jev's DSR. I just realized. I'm not even using a DSR. Hey, my shot's kind of here, though. At least I'm hitting things. Wait, holy shit, that lightning strike comes in quick. I didn't think it was that instantaneous. That shit's unavoidable. I mean, I didn't do bad. I didn't win the game, though, so it's still doing bad. There's currently a UFC event going on at the moment. I think the main event is Aspinall versus Tybora. I'm not gonna get too into it, but Aspinall comes back from having his leg completely injured. He, like, had, like, a torn MCL and a stretched ACL or something like that half a year ago or so. Tybora, he's got a style where he's kind of hard to finish, but he's not really, like, an insane contender. He's number 10, and I mean, unless he shows up just looking different, Aspinall should definitely win this fight. The rest of the fights, I mean, Paul Craig's on there against Andre Muniz. Muniz will probably win that. Daniel Wood versus Andre Feely. Then Daniel Wood should win that. Molly McCann versus Stoliarenko. Molly should win that. Jai Herbert. I think Jai could win that. Lerone Murphy versus Josh Kulabau. That'll be a good one, but I'll go with Lerone. They just played Standoff. Standoff Free-For-All is one of the most beautiful, incredible to see. Old Call of Duty games are at the top charts on the Xbox store. Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3 are the top 4. Then it's 2K, Modern Warfare 2, some Black Ops 3 shit, then Diablo. World at War is after that. So Black Ops 2 is probably the most popular one then, in terms of sales anyway. It's the most expensive one too. For some reason, Black Ops 2 is always expensive. So it feels like a thing where people went back to Black Ops 2. It's always considered in the highest regard to most people. There's no one really going around saying, oh, Black Ops 2 sucks. Now, I'm sure that there's somebody out there that's gonna say some shit like that, but even if it's not your favorite Call of Duty or whatever, no one says that Black Ops 2 is a bad game. Everyone just collectively thinks this is a good one. Apparently, they're asking people on Modern Warfare 2, what do you think of the amount of time it takes to kill an enemy, TTK or time to kill when engaged in a fight? Far too slow, slightly too slow, just right, slightly too fast, far too fast. I think it's slightly too fast. But again, I'm playing these old CODs and you would get absolutely melted on most of these anyway. Like, that's one thing you notice immediately, like the TTK. The thing is, maybe it's not actually the TTK on this game, whereas it's more so like kind of like a connection thing. Oh, also, just from playing this game a little bit, notice that this game in particular, Black Ops 2, is more hacked than any of the other games I've played. Now, I've gotten into 10th Prestige lobbies and other random shit like that in the other game. Oh, wait, hold on. Give me host, give me host, give me host. Fuck. One of these two dudes got host. Host was a huge deal in all these old games. I hate the fact that I get distracted so easily. What the fuck was I just talking about? Yeah, I've just gotten into multiple lobbies in this game with like weird spinning block people. I don't really understand what the fuck that is. Other lobbies of like 29 free-for-all lobbies that I keep getting into. The 29 lobby is basically everybody stops at 29 kills and then they go for trick shots at the end, but it's like a modded 29 lobby where like everybody's automatically already at 29 and just going for shots. It like defeats the purpose, because nothing was cooler than like dominating a lobby all the way through free-for-all and then hitting a trick shot last kill in free-for-all. I did that shit a lot on this game, especially. On this Call of Duty is probably the one that I trick-shotted, quote, trick-shotted. I was never good, but trick-shotted the most on. Everybody knows the 720 insta-swaps. Anybody can do it. Also, it's not unplayable, but it is hacked. I mean, just look at my class things. I mean, it's not necessarily, quote, hacked. There's a lot of these games. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of them you can just go in and change people's classes and shit. For some reason, every time my thing loads, whoever did this whole thing where they changed all of these things, it just says love you. I think they probably also attempted to put me to max prestige, but for some reason, every time I try to log into this game, it tells me that there is an error. Game profile is corrupted or something, and then it resets me back down to 55 12th prestige or whatever this is. It's really weird. So much shit has gone on with my account that literally is just doesn't even load properly anymore. Also, new Mortal Kombat trailer slash like reveal and information and shit. Yeah, it feels like the dead zone on BO2 is actually like much better than the other dead zone on like Modern Warfare 2 for some reason. I don't know why. It feels like I can make small adjustments looks much better on this game. Really odd. Yeah, so they did like a story reveal where they ended up like revealing Tanya, Lee May. There was like 3 or 4 characters in there that we haven't seen yet. They all look really good. All of their effects in combat look so fucking good. Tanya's abilities especially, like all of the effects, I love the effects on this game. Like I was saying that I loved how Rain looked and his water effects. I loved how the water effects looked on there. Everyone's shit looks so good. Also, I think somebody ended up leaking the Kombat Pack 1 and then they just decided to post it instead, or it was planned to come out and then somebody leaked it like a few hours early or some shit. Something like that. This is super annoying too because my profile is just corrupted. I have to keep resetting my kill streaks as well. And my classes reset every single time. Kombat Pack 1, all of the leaks were basically true. There were some little surprises in there, but mostly all of the leaks and everything have been pretty much confirmed. And the Kombat Pack leaked as well, and that whole roster and everything. That's how I knew Ermac was coming. But the Kombat Pack 1 is Homelander, Omni-Man, and also I see people complaining about Omni-Man and Homelander being like the same kind of archetype of like Superman types. They're very, very different though. They really are, I'm telling you. I can almost guarantee their playstyles will be very different. Homelander seems like he will probably have like, you know, more zoning potential and shit with laser eyes and all that stuff. Whereas Omni-Man clearly is gonna be like a brawler type where he gets in your shit and just whoops your ass. You got Peacemaker. I never watched that shit. I have no idea what Peacemaker does or whatever. For some reason, I'm thinking he's like RoboCop or some shit. Sorry to any Peacemaker fans out there. There's no way I can look at John Cena like a superhero. I'm sorry. Takeda is back from MKX for some reason. I don't know how or why he's gonna fit into this whole thing, but his design looks insane. He actually kind of looks like Scorpion to me. And one of the things about this game is that like a lot of the characters seem to be like under-designed, like they're kind of like brought down to the real world, and then you just have Takeda here who shows up looking like, he just looks out of place to me. I don't know, it's odd. It really matter. Quan Chi, who's obviously like a staple. It's surprising he's just not even in the main roster to me. And then Ermac, oh man, I gotta show you a picture of it, but Ermac, he's back to the old like mummy kind of Ermac, which I'm not really a fan of. I love his design in MKX, and also he had a design in MK11 in the crypt. You could only see him just dead or whatever, but people have like screenshots and shit of what his actual design looks like if he were to like, you know, be standing up and alive anyway. They have like scans of it or whatever. Yeah, I definitely don't like the look of Ermac in comparison to MKX's, but it's not like it's gonna prevent me from playing him or anything. I don't give a fuck. His face looks odd to me. Maybe we could put on a mask or something. I don't know. Number one character I'm most excited to try, regardless of how I felt about, you know, how he looks, is Ermac, no doubt. Rain is probably number 2, and then, you know, the classic Sub-Zero that I could just fall back on at any time. So he's always going to be there. Been in every single game. There are obviously other characters that still haven't been revealed yet, like Chameleon and shit. Like, there's so many characters that could be cool, but I know I'm only gonna like invest a certain amount of time into a few of them just to at least have some semblance of what's going on in the game. Otherwise, I'm just gonna spend every video that I make on the game just getting my ass beat. I really don't want that. I want to actually be pretty good. But again, it goes back to the whole fighting game struggle where if I get my ass beat like 3 times in a row or so, I feel absolutely terrible. Like, I should just give up. I want to quit. I want to uninstall. The amount of times I uninstalled fighting games and then reinstalled them it's embarrassingly high. Baraka as well. They show Baraka in there. I think the last time Lee May was shown was like she got revived by the new timeline from Raiden or whatever. And then she's also getting revived in this timeline. Yeah, so I'm going to go watch some UFC, grind a little bit on Diablo. Oh, also the Diablo dev, I actually really like their campfire talk. I like the fact that they owned it. They were like, yo, we are never going to release a patch in this manner ever again. If we ever do a thing where we're doing like sweeping changes that could collectively like slow the game down or what, like we're gonna talk about this shit before we make the change now, which is good. Just it's more important now at the beginning of the game so you guys could have a stronger base for the game, because I played Diablo 3 many years after all that support was pretty much done. Like the base of the game and all of its quality of life features were in there a few years after its release. You guys just got to get that strong base, and then you can just put anything you want on top of it. Just sprinkle seasoning on. Just every single new season, just sprinkle some new fun shit in there. If you're gonna actively nerf things across the board, make sure that if there's nerfs across the board, it means that you should be bringing other things up, like, because fun is still number 1. I know it sounds real typical or whatever, but a lot of the devs just straight up ignore it, or like IW, they double down on it and just be like, what are you talking about? Our design was great. It's working out awesomely. As to them, like numbers and microtransactions and shit like that are like number 1, whatever. That's the case for probably a lot of the companies and stuff, but I feel like some dev teams are probably on a shorter leash than others. So I respect the Diablo team's communication and just saying, yeah, we fucked up with this. Literally said that this was just a bad patch straight out. They didn't try to make excuses for it or try to say like, oh, well, this was our plan. It doesn't make sense for you to have basically a 3-patch series where the 2 patches after the first patch are fixing the first patch. It doesn't make sense. The first patch by itself should have anything and everything immediate, so you don't even have to make the other patches. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like common sense, but the way that they did it, it seems like they tried to plan ahead, and like they felt like they could maybe like cruise or something with that plan, but it definitely didn't go according to plan. So the reaction was just so strong. I guarantee if the reaction wasn't as strong as it was, they would have just said that we're dumb or just straight out ignored it. It always becomes a thing where it needs to be an overwhelming majority that agree with a certain thing. The issue is that like a lot of the time these issues are not so blatant to where everybody recognizes the danger or the direction that the game is attempting to go. They don't even think about it. But they fucked up the patch so bad that even the casual players that don't know shit, that didn't even play Diablo 3 or don't even understand where a game could be going, even they were unhappy with. So doubling down on that shit would have been the worst thing you could have done. So good on them. Be careful on Black Ops 2 though. There's just weird shit that happens in these lobbies where, you know, you could get reset, you could get boosted to 10th prestige. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't be, you know, upset with that. Obviously the game is still peer-to-peer, so IP stuff, most people are probably, you know, safe because they won't be targeted, but like most peer-to-peer things, like even fighting games today, it's mostly peer-to-peer type shit. People get hit offline and all sorts of shit all the time, so careful out there. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support, and yeah, it's been Jeff, guys. Later.